Right lads, welcome back. XCOM2 Long War of the Chosen Devbuild 26 has just been released. Campaign's about to start, but I thought we'd do like a little patch notes review before we get started. And Vigilo Confido commanders. Righto. Welcome to Devbuild 26 of Long War of the Chosen. This one focuses on reworking the hero classes, changes to pistol perks, some minor balance changes and important bug fixes. Patch notes, all hero classes. All hero classes now use mutually exclusive trees. Okay, so Grobo says, although Grobobo, as he's called on the Discord, one of the lead mods and designers. Now that absolute trash fire of a mechanic is gone, we can do some cool stuff. I think what he refers to is that the hero classes can't share perks. Like for example, you can't have Shredder showing up on a Ranger, for example. That's going to now stick to something like Gunner. I don't know if that specific example will prove to be true, but it's that sort of thing. Which does mean that there's less chance for some interesting combos, but I have no doubt that the designers here have something else big planned. Right, the Templar no longer has auto pistol as a secondary. It gains a pistol slot. Alright. I'm hoping that means that I can then choose to not equip a pistol and then gain the +1 mobility. Now has a shield as a secondary. Credits to Musashi and Klaus for the model. Iridar for one-handed animations. Shield grants 0, 3 and 6 passive ablative. Okay. Makes the Templar ignore 2, 4 and 6 hit points in wound calculation. But that's pretty cool. So if you then also, I assume, have the Templar on a mission with a field medic specialist, that should mean then that if he takes, let's say, 3 hit points of damage, he will come out of the mission being unhurt. Okay, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah. Makes everywhere around him half cover. Can no longer take cover, has 30 base defense. Okay, so he has base half cover. He has a new ability called One for All. Provide high cover to squad mates wherever you stand and gain -30 defense. It grants 5, 19 and 15 ablative for return and -30 defense. Templar now starts with One for All. Okay, so the idea is then he's meant to kind of act like those little beacons that used to draw fire, which situationally can be amazing, but situationally can be pretty terrible. And I'm thinking, like, with the mod that I play with, that all pods mod, when you have the entire map aggroed as soon as you're revealed, it's going to be incredibly difficult to keep him alive. Smoke and aid protocol is going to be super important. But I suppose you just slap the armor on him and a stasis vest and he regens through it. You pair him with a side trooper who gives him mind merge for extra ablative. Might be doable. Okay, so vault radius increased by 1. Hang on, is this too loud? Okay, so vault radius increased by 1, that's nice. Automatically has the old aftershock, no longer ends the turn. Okay, that's pretty cool. Invert is, hang on, let's think about vault. Increased by 1. It could then potentially, depending on some of the other changes, be viable to go the full focus and like mage build. Because if you get the ability that lets vault apply debuffs like disorientation and whatnot, that could be pretty powerful. Especially because it no longer ends the turn. Right, so invert has been merged with exchange. Invert was the one where you swap places with an enemy. Exchange, I don't recall what that is. We'll just play with this when we end the campaign and see what that means. Amplify now has 1 charge always, but as a free action. That's pretty cool. Overcharge now grants 10 crit per focus level instead of 5 defense. Okay, so more likely to crit with overcharge. Kind of goes counter to the way they want him to be standing out in the open and taking damage. Stun strike gets +10 aim, but no longer knocks back. That's fair enough. Decreased aim progression across the board. Gauntlet aim to 20 from 25. So that clearly they're trying to change the Templar from basically a superior Shinobi to its own kind of unique class, which I love my Templars, man, but I mean, to be fair, they do become a bit of a crutch in a lot of campaigns, so I'm going to trust Grobobo on this one and see how the Templar works out. Pillar is now a free action and does not cost focus, but cooldown to 4 turns. That's great. So every 4 turns, you can basically cast high cover for free, assuming it works. Rend damage rescaled somewhat, now generates focus on attack instead of kill. Nice. Arc wave damage no longer depends on focus, but on the weapon tier, so it does 4, 6, and 8 damage. Pretty good. It's more reliable damage from arc wave. Void conduit always lasts 2 ticks. Tick damage increased to 5. Now, does that mean that the conduit lasts 2 ticks? I mean, it lasts in its area for 2 ticks, not if it's cast on an enemy. The damage then persists for an extra turn, even if they leave the conduit. I don't think that's what that means. And then Apotheosis now lasts 2 turns. I forget what Apotheosis is. One of you please just to remind me. New ability, Indomitable. Once per turn, gain 1 focus when you're attacked. Okay, that's pretty cool. You're going to be getting attacked a lot. New ability, Superior Aptitude. Rend grants an additional focus point. New ability, Shield Bash. Bash an adjacent enemy with your shield. Knocks back the target 2 tiles and is a free action. Okay, that's pretty cool. This now, I like the fact that they've clearly taken inspiration from that other XCOM game, which I'm blanking on now, the little smaller one, with the little dude that had the shield. That's pretty cool. So you can blue move, bash the enemy out of cover as a free action, and then use one for all to create, you know, extra ablative on yourself. Basically, the come at me skill. That's pretty interesting. New ability, Crusader's Rage. Gain a 50% damage boost when at 50% HP or less. Reduce wound recovery times for the soldier by 4 hit points. Oh. So Vault Rend, one for all. I'm not going to bother with this right now. I want to actually see it in game once I start really theory crafting that. And I want to keep this video to a reasonable length. Reaper, the base shadow duration is now 2 turns. That's wonderful. Or just reading that now, that makes me think that I want to test the Sniper Reaper build. Because then I can use Sting and remain in shadow. I can use kill a shot as long as I get a kill and remain in shadow. And I'm hoping that that will all synergize with Squad Sight. So I can then use the Reaper as kind of a quasi run and gun type of Sharpshooter. Knife Juggler grants 1 knife from 2, so 1 less knife. But it grants a knife charge for every kill with primary. Okay. Silent Killer is no longer has a chance to extend Shadow's duration. That's fair enough because you now get the base duration of 2 turns. Reaper no longer gets defense bonuses on reveal. Enough. Shooting Sharp now grants 10 aim in addition to 2 pierce versus units in cover. Okay, that's cool. Reworked Banish. They had to rework Banish. Banish was too strong. Each subsequent shot has minus 15 aim. Oof. After the first one and can now crit. 4 turn cooldown instead of 1 charge. Okay, so it's not going to be as good at executing gigantic stompy robots, but at least you can use it more than once a mission. And a level 2 holo targeter will offset the aim malice. But I presume that that is first shot after the first one. So first shot, no aim penalty. Second shot, 15, third, 30, fourth, 45, so on and so on. I'm guessing though that you will still empty your clip, just the second half of the clip will be super inaccurate. We'll have to experiment with that, but I'm guessing that that is a gigantic nerf. Banish, but again it had to be. Homing Mine grants shrapnel and has 3 charges. Great. So I don't think that we're going to get the Explode Environment skill again, but at least Homing Mine you can now get a claymore. Poison Knife now has 100% chance to poison. Great. I don't know if that means it's going to go through immunity. I think immunity will still prevent enemies from getting poisoned. Death Dealer now grants passive 15 crit chance. Is it actually worth it? That's a skill point for an elite laser sight. Not worth it. New ability, Paramedic, grants a free medkit Equipped medkits gain 2 charges. First medkit use is a free action. That's really good. I quite like that then. And that paramedic, where do we get that? Get paramedic. At corporal. Shadow knife thrower, tracking knife juggler, shadow grenade at lance corporal. Ooh. Packmaster, +1 charge to every utility item equipped, works with the grenade slot. Does that mean then that if I equip a medkit and I have Packmaster, I get 2 charges? +2, I have 4 charges. That's great, because that's in the mod list that I play with, I have a huge need for medkits. I can still get squad side, but I need to get it at Kamada, thanks for subbing, my man. Squaddy, Lance Corporal, Corporal, Sergeant. So I can get squad side just at Staff Sergeant. Which, to me then, means that my run around shooting from stealth build is still worth it, but it'll depend on the accuracy of the Reaper. What I like about the knife skills of the Reaper is that if you have crap aim on your Reaper, you can just be a knife thrower primarily. Okay, banish, hit and run, death dealer. So strong banish, now that it can crit, yes, but remember the aim fall off. The crit means nothing if you can't hit the target. I wonder if I can blue move and then use banish and have banish go through squad sight. Because then if I have a Reaper with 75 or 72 plus aim at squaddy, he could then get to over 120. I need to test whether Amplify will stack with hollow targeting. Because if we can get his effective aim to like 145, you should be able to reliably hit the first 4 shots and then maybe shot 5 and 6. Okay, interesting. Knife face off, interesting. That's going to be particularly good if you hit them all because they can all poison. Light them up so you get to shoot twice a turn. Is that going to proc with squad sight? Ooh. I like the changes. Because the old Reaper was just, you know, an explosive carrier. And before these changes, I would use the Reaper almost exclusively as a knife thrower. Did they remove... Okay, they still give you crippling strikes. I still think crippling strikes is one of the best abilities. The ability to pin an enemy out in the open where you can finish them off is incredible. It also means if there's a berserker or a chrysalid running at you, you can just crippling strike it, kill everything else, and then deal with it on the next turn. Interesting. Skirmisher. Reckoning no longer grants the free action slash. What does it do then? Total combat now grants bombardier and volatile mix. That's pretty cool. So total combat, what that gave you? Extra grenade. Interrupt is now back as a free 3-turn cooldown action. Hit and run does not work when close encounters is triggered, and vice versa. Full hit and run. Wait, I don't have to actually select grapple, do I? Or no, I get it. Start with that. Interrupt justice, total combat. Super. Overall, the Reaper changes interest me the most, and the Templar changes. They haven't tweaked the Skirmisher a whole lot. What I think I might do in this new campaign is fold these faction soldiers into my squads, which is I'm going to have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta squad. You know, and then like, for example, the Templar, instead of having, I don't know, a Shinobi and Alpha squad, we'll replace the Shinobi with a Templar. In Bravo squad, instead of a Sharpshooter, we'll replace it with a Reaper. And in Charlie's squad, instead of an assault, we'll replace it with a skirmisher. And just see how that feels. Because in the past, trying to bond 2 of them together and then the third one to a PSYOP just took too long. And then when we take on a headquarters assault with 10 enemies, we can take, for example, Alpha squad, and then, you know, just 2 extra soldiers from one of the other squads. Right. Auto pistols can now be equipped in the pistol slot. That's interesting. So the auto pistol has shorter range and lower base damage than the pistol, but a higher crit damage and 50 base crit. And are now cheaper. You have to build auto pistols. So I would have to see what the base crit... Well, hang on. So Auto pistols for me would only... I would only start using auto pistols over regular pistols if the pistols and auto pistols can get weapon modifications applied to them, like scopes and whatnot. Super, have I lost? Have I put on weight? No, it's this jumper I think makes me look fat. I've been staying pretty 94, 96 kgs last while. I've not been getting fat. You've been getting fat. Anyway. Pistols. Replaced return fire with new ability, Magnum. Right. The standard shots with your pistol no longer suffer long range penalty. Does not apply to special abilities like face off or lightning hands. Is that a passive? Reworked gunslinger. Take a reaction shot that's guaranteed to hit and crit with your pistol against any enemy that moves or attacks within 7 tiles. Ooh. I wonder if it's still going to be in the triangle shape or whether it's an AoE around you. Rescaled the pistol ability cost like below 5, 10, 10, 10, 20. Face off only costing 20. That's right. I wonder whether I can build the Templar as a shieldy pistol type specialist. I think that would suck. I still think that pistols aren't really going to find their place as a primary until you get a dedicated pistol, you know, akimbo pistolier class. I don't really see that happening anytime soon. Okay, so these are the advents now. The priest increased its wall across the board. Right. M2 priests have mind shields instead of fortress. It is, Commander. I'm just going to finish this and then a new campaign starts. I'm not sure about the implication of that because I think it now means they're impossible to mind control instead of having a chance. M3 priests have soulless aura instead of bastion. Stasis no longer works on large units. Okay, I mean, alright, the change I wanted to see with priest is that stasis should end their turn, because I always thought it was fucking bullshit. The way that they could stasis one of your lads and then mind merge with someone else. Fuck, it was annoying. And stasis I think doesn't have a cooldown. It needs a cooldown badly. And at least give us some sort of feedback to killing a mind merged. I actually asked this in the Long War the Chosen subreddit, and Grobobo answered me and said that he didn't think that mind merge was a strong enough ability in terms of what it gives the enemy to justify any kind of negative feedback, and I disagree with that completely. I think really, I mean, the thing is, it's like he said before separately that all abilities for Advent and for XCOM should have a trade-off. Like you should be, you know, risking something by doing something, and the priest risks absolutely nothing by mind merging. You know, it's just a straight buff. I think what would be fair would be the disorientation, you know, just apply a flashbang effect to the mind merged target. I think that would be fair. But anyway, the assassin needed some changes because she's fucking bullshit. Fixed one of her strength being blank. Great, she's going to get more strength. Fixed Banzai granting defense even when flanked. Okay, that makes her a bit weaker, so she doesn't get the Banzai defense. Hopefully, fixed assassin not moving when inside the poison cloud. Okay, so that means now the assassin should move out of the poison cloud. Brawler to 35 damage reduction from 30. That's an unnecessary buff. That's fucking stupid. But anyway, assassin gains 10 aim across the board. Why? She almost never shoots. She only ever slashes, which can't miss. Banzai no longer purges fire and acid. Okay, that's good. At least I can set fire to her and hit her with acid. That's nice. Assassin can no longer gain hazmat vest as a tier 3. Good, so at least then I can fire an acid. Blade Storm now works while on fire. Fixed Harbor Wave not doing damage. That, oh God, that sucks. This also means that if she starts the turn, her turn next to one of your guys, she can assassin slash for free, throw a grenade for free, and then Harbor Wave. So she can kill someone, blind a bunch of guys, and damage an entire wave of your guys. Great. Rebalance to XCOM Katana. Gains 10 accuracy. Bloodthirst now grants +1 damage from +3. The effects last longer. So really, with this stupid fucking bitch now, you just have to keep playing keep away with her. You just run away from her and have a gunner or a Shinobi, a Sharpshooter, shooter from range. He's still the most irritating of the three, I find. Right, other. Decreased the recruit boost rubber band when Haven had low rebel counts. So I assume that means when we have low rebels, recruiting will be less effective. Fine. Fixed intel raid schedules, having pods that were on top of each other, leading to much harder missions than normal. Intel raid schedules. Oh, that's when I have to protect the data tab. Spread the pods out a bit more. That's good for me. There is a skeleton of a Long War of the Chosen tutorial implemented. Can be disabled in second wave option. I might check that out offline. Hopefully fix the bug when Chosen showed up when they should not. Both in mission they shouldn't and when they're supposed to be dead. Okay, good. MAME effect should now tick with rulers. That means so it can be used on rulers. Or it'll be effective on them. Then they have one action, then MAME gets removed. So they basically lose an action when you MAME them. Decrease the level 1 Purify base damage. That had to happen. Because if they rolled max burn damage, they could do, I think, 4 damage to you. And then +3 on the next turn for 7 damage in an AoE. That can't miss. Wrong. Fix the floating heads bug. We'll see about that. I hope so. Significantly reduce the supply raid under infiltration penalties, mostly at heavy and very heavy. Okay, that's good. So it's making supply raids more doable when under infiltrated, which is good because getting enough infiltration time on supply raids is one of the most difficult things to do in the whole campaign. All right. That's cool. I can't wait to play with the new faction soldiers. Get into it. Right, Long War of the Chosen, Devbuild 26. Let's roll. Commander difficulty. Beginner VA reduced. Multiple abilities. Enable resistance orders. We'll leave the primary actions. We will enable the Chosen. We will disable the tutorial. We will randomize base stats. Double the length, no, we don't want any of that. We will trust in RNGesus to give us whichever of the allies to start. No Iron Man, integrated downloadable content. Let's roll. I can't wait to see whether we get Skirmisher, Reaper, or Templar. And we've all seen these videos a million times. Let's get into it! Come on! I hope we get a Templar. Got a Skirmisher. Okay. Well, Super, I have to play Honestman. You categorically cannot do Iron Man when the game is this heavily modded.
Veteran squad concealment.
Righto. Before we start, as usual, pause on recruit, graze band down to 0. 30 degrees rotation, hidden potential at 25%. Red fog for all. Show me the abilities. That should be it. Right, let's meet the lads. Who do we have? Andy Duck Yours McDuck. Slightly above average. Horrendously below average. Nice mobility, decent health. I think with that and specialist, which I don't like with such low accuracy. Shotgun using specialist, or maybe an assault trooper, but the mobility is borderline too low for assault trooper. Nice, we got Jensen. Average, above average, above average. He can be pretty much anything. He's borderline too low for a direct fire class. Maybe we can build him as a sharpshooter, because with the way that I'm building sharpshooters these days, with death from above, lone wolf, damn good ground, and you slap a stock for extra aim. You're adding like extra 50-60 aim every turn, so you can offset their crap aim actually. Mikey's store, slightly below average, but he is a beefcake. And decent hack and slightly average. So maybe specialist, maybe too low for assault, maybe Shinobi. No, I don't know. Grenadier or technical probably there. Mobility widths, slightly above average, decent aim, nice mobility. Pretty much average across the board. Hans Horst Gruber, average, below, way above average. Almost everybody has decent hack skill, which is a bit of a waste. Little Fitz, way below. Ugh. Shinobi. Philip Kaiser Townsend, huge mental resistance. And low aim, everyone's well below. And Red Fox is going to be an assault trooper with that mobility and that aim. The 66 on Jensen is the highest aim in the starting lads. That is doo-doo. So this tells me that scopes are going to be super important.
Okay.
Now I do note that the ability color icons are back, which could potentially mean that the crash on melee attack bug could be back. Hopefully that's been fixed. We'll have to see. It is indeed Gatecrasher. We've just started.
I will move.
So indeed, Kuma, pretty low rolls for direct fire in the starting lads, but there's an entire roster we can still look at.
You insist.
That Jensen voice pack is so
Roger
cool.
that.
I'm all over it.
Grenadier.
Nice Australian voice pack there, mate.
Rolling.
Keep moving along this train here until we find a pod. It's set up around here and just wait for something to wander into range.
I must run. Good to go. Bestätigt.
And then I haven't yet decided, once we make contact, I might do some high ground overwatching and then retreat back into the train itself, let the enemies come up the ladders and then overwatch them there. I think it'll all depend on how good the initial overwatch of volleys are.
On the move.
Der Feind bewegt sich.
Hopefully we can engage on the officer pod to start.
Let's do this. Moving to Overwatch.
Scanning Augen auf.
Got movement. Heads up.
Hold, boys, hold. Something is gonna walk into range. A little spider will come into our web. No doubt.
Overwatch. Eyes on the prize.
Entgeht nichts. Bin dabei.
What's making that noise?
With the position we've taken, it's not impossible that a pod might not be below or behind us, but that tends to not be that bad because then we can just drop down into flanking positions.
Eyes on the prize. Scanning. Leader fire shots.
Not about taking chances.
Scanning. Got it covered. Scanning.
Feuerschutz. Draußen ist etwas.
Our Overwatch position is perfect. Don't move, boys.
Seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Okay, that's not
These guys
ideal.
make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with.
Two
They're
pods
disciplined and well equipped,
on
but
an
their
ambush.
obedience makes them predictable.
Okay, maybe we can take this. If we take the person who has the lowest aim, 54, which would be Kaiser, drop him here.
Moving out.
If these guys come closer and I can start the Overwatch with a nice grenade that maybe kills a couple of these guys, it could then be perfect.
Got it covered.
I'm on it. Halte die Augen offen.
Alternatively, if this pod is going to patrol into us here, we allow them to flank us. Then we can then get essentially a free round of Overwatch. I think the grenade's the better option, especially if I can hit both pods with a grenade. Or if I can hit the surveillance drone with a grenade. Let's take the grenade option, I think.
I'm on it.
Affirmative. Feuerschutz.
I could also flashbang both pods. They're just not in the right option. I'm kind of tempted to frag this pod here so that I strip some armor off this surveillance drone.
This is for you.
Good luck, lads. We're off and running.
They have been destroyed.
Double kill. Oh,
We're being
chef's
spotted.
kiss. Awesome. Oh,
Who's keeping score?
get him, boys. Get him. Yes, boys. Come on. Oh, missed. And missed.
Check it before you get too close.
So 6 kills off the initial engagement. I'll take that.
During the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
That'll do, boys. That'll do. No way is that gonna work.
Utilizing hook.
I love skirmishes. And a crit as well. Oh, please tell me you can flashbang him. There was a pixel there where I had it. Oh, there we go.
Throwing flashbang.
Mobility, that's a hell of a turn, my man. Done. Oh man, see I've got flanks there, but there's no full vision. We are gonna have to get in there and overwatch him.
I'm on it.
No, I forgot about this dude. So this means we've got the sectoid +1 pod after this. Like, I want to go for the flank, but that is super risky. But then again, 6 hit points +2. He's a beefy lad.
Target still up. Bin dabei.
Now we need to grenade him if we can. He still has, what, 50 accuracy?
Nimm das.
You can quite easily shoot at our lad and kill him. Okay, now that he's wounded enough, I'm pretty sure. Well, now we know he's definitely going to shoot because he can't move at all. But 34, that's like a 1 in 2 shot to hit. 2 to 5 +2. Can't kill him.
I'm on it. Bin unterwegs. Todeszone bestätigt.
If you say so.
Let's move already.
Everybody Overwatch. I am thinking about the loot. That's exactly what I'm thinking about.
Come get some.
Moving to Overwatch.
He's either going to move and get killed, or he's going to shoot, move and shoot and miss. Or shoot. Yeah, Overwatches. Okay, dumbass.
Missed the target.
wide.
Come on, the lads.
Nicht gut.
We rolled max damage at least, so that's nice. Yes,
I
boys.
got it, right?
Great shooting. That was great shooting.
Well, how about that?
I'm running low on ammo.
Wechsle Position.
And now it's just
Ich habe
the
das Paket. Biete Feuerschutz.
sectoid, and then we can go have some beers on the Avenger.
Let's do this. Got it covered.
What'd you have in mind?
Heading out. Scanning.
I am reloading. Watch order confirmed.
Und weiter geht's. Na los, zeigt euch.
I guess that'll be
I'm
okay.
expecting the sectoid to come pop out of that window.
Got it covered.
Oh. Just some psychic shit.
Get out of my head.
Shouldn't be a problem. You overwatching? Oh, this legit pisses me off. The whole mind controlling and then getting Overwatch. Always hated that. Ugh. Can I do a butt strike? We have to run our own Overwatch here. Oh, I can just flashbang my own lad. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Jetzt wird es hell.
Annoying. We soften this lad up with some grenades. We cannot.
Seems doable.
Blinded him.
Zu Befehl.
Well, we have force of numbers, so let's just let's
Bereich ist abgeriegelt.
run someone in on a flank to force him to shift position,
Running.
and then we can overwatch him.
I'm not about to take any chances.
On your order.
You're gonna have to take some chances. Grenade by any chance? Offering him up.
Grenade.
Man, I look forward to playing Blood Bowl and being all excited to play it, and then playing a few games and then freaking the fuck out, throwing my toys out of the cot and quitting.
Scanning.
Cheeky shit. Oh, he misses
All
though.
right. Moving to position.
See, it's the cycle of belief and optimism, or data pad, beautiful, and hoping you can do it and hoping you won't get
Tired
fucked
of waiting
over,
around.
and then just getting rolled.
Positive confirmation. See that? Area secured.
Okay, lads,
Status confirmed.
Gatecrasher in the
Mission
bag.
accomplished.
Illyrium core is nice, and the MVP I think has to be
All advent
Mobilny
gene
Wids.
therapy clinics will be closed tomorrow
Excellent.
for equipment upgrades. Initial reports that the suspension of services were the result of dissident activity have been dismissed as radical propaganda.
Excellent work, Commander. Your efforts in the field have certainly encouraged the crew.
Ooh, I'm gonna bond anyone that I can immediately, because I'm pretty
Incoming
confident that
transmission.
I will be able to give them classes that will fit. Yeah, like look at that, almost perfect. Borscht is perfect for assault. Criddlefitz is perfect for Shinobi. So there's assault Shinobi combo. I forgot to check what XCOM abilities he got. Okay, DGG is crap. Target focus is crap. Do mobility and ignore action fire. That's actually amazing on a Shinobi. Turn fire is crap. Each of you can see if that applies to my sword, then that's great. Full kit is okay. Lethal is crap. Average combat intelligence, that's alright. Horsed. Aim assist. Not great. Activate the ability to reduce enemy detection range. That maybe could be useful for attacking from stealth, like one submission. Zone of control. All enemies within the assault 5 roll aim ability. Okay, that's pretty good. Combat engineer is crap. Combat fitness is incredible. Reposition. Once per turn, gain an additional move action of taking a standard shot at a flanked or exposed. Kind of meh. It could synergize with hit and run. You could, in theory, if it works that way, but I doubt it does. Blue move, take a standard shot, reposition and hit and run procs. Reposition lets me move, and I can still shoot again with hit and run. And then disabling shot, stun enemies with a precise shot, bonus stun duration if it crits. I think it's worth trying to see whether hit and run and reposition are gonna stack. If they don't, we'll just go the usual, extra conditioning rapid fire build. If they stack, the main thing I like about that is how versatile that is. Amazing. Right, so this campaign, Alpha, is going to be in yellow. Bravo. Going to be in blue. Charlie is going to be in red. Okay, so Assault Shinobi. Let's put Mobilny Woods in Bravo, and we'll use him essentially as a assault trooper. Who would be a decent Shinobi here? Junginga with that dodge, but his mobility is also pretty amazing. Okay, so that's a combo. And then here, let's try to get ourselves a specialist. Assault Shinobi specialist. Plus what else? 66, let's say Sharpshooter, and then you can take these other two. Okay, so Assault Shinobi, Specialist, let's say Sharpshooter. Then we also need a technical, so someone with decent mobility, kind of average stats. He's a Shinobi with those stats. Direct fire with those stats. Potentially Shinobi, but I like the mobility and the dodge. Okay, so let's say that is a technical. Assault Shinobi, Specialist, Technical, Sharpshooter. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Grenadier and the 2 direct fire classes. Let's pick look at that aim, that's a gunner. And that is Ranger. We just need a Grenadier out of this lot. Any kind of averagey type person. Hulkster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Skirmisher is going to take the place of the assault. So then Red Fox becomes the Shinobi. Mikey becomes the specialist. Then Kaiser becomes the, let's say, technical. I need some direct fire classes. There we go. 79. Gunner. Ranger. Sharpshooter. And an average dude of some description. 1, 2. Just make that work. I think for Charlie, Alpha will be the standard lads squad. But hang on, I did say that I wanted one of the faction soldiers in each of the squads. We'll kick one of these nerds. He's got the skirmisher. I actually want Bravo to have Bolt Shinobi. That means then that...
already?
Wait, that's all wrong. Culture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. What's up, Danny? 8. Yeah, okay. Then Bravo, I've got to drop one person out of Bravo. They have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will all make sense once we get more faction soldiers. Cool, so squads are sorted. Let's do the level ups. What did we say? We said Duck Yours was going to be the Shinobi here. Although with these aim stats, Elite, maybe Shinobi. Well, Duck Yours clearly needs to be the specialist. And Jensen can be the sharpshooter, let's say. So Duck Yours, specialist, Jensen, sharpshooter. Duck Yours, specialist. Salvo is... If Salvo applies to support grenades, that's okay. In fighter, 8 protocol neutralizes fire, that's great. Love that. Shadow step is okay. Shredder plus hollow targeting. That's the dream. It is the dream. And he has very high combat intelligence, so we can take both of these. That is bonkers. That's enough to justify taking Overwatch Heavy. Run. Additional action, taking a standard shot at a flanked. Ooh, could potentially hollow target and shred. We are still running podless, yes. I believe it's absolutely doable. Hunker down confers aim and crit for the first shot, fine. Did not attack hunker down, that's also crap. Shadow strike is great for opening up and executing an enemy. We'll take that. Once per turn, gain additional move action of taking a standard shot at a flanked or exposed target. I'm hoping that reposition will work with death from above, where if I kill someone with my first action, I can then move and then still use steady weapon from death from above. I hope it works that way. Your range attacks gain aim and crit against targets at full health, that's fine. Fire twice in a row, each shot suffers an aim penalty. Once per turn. So does DFA only proc from standard shots? Because potentially then, once we have rapid targeting and death from above, you rapid target the enemy to offset the aim malice, use rapid fire to execute them, and then get steady weapon from death from above or an extra action. That's a pretty decent, pretty decent. Just his combat intelligence being so low sucks.
Incoming transmission.
Okay, we have an assault and a Shinobi, so Mikey for specialist. So specialist and these two are tactical and Grenadier. Commander's choice. He can be, let's say, technical. Actually, no. Whoever has the higher aim out of the two will be the technical. While their aim both sucks. So Kaiser, Grenadier. Why get rapid fighter when you can get double tap? Because then I don't have to take double tap at that level. I can take AMF for 4 damage base on my sniper rifle. so that rapid fire will do cumulatively +8 damage. So that's why. We'll see if we can make it work. Oh, I love cyclic fire, but his aim is obviously garbo. That's okay, that's okay. Fortify is nice, that's crap. It's okay, it's nice. Hit and run. Junginger is the technical. I wanted the technical to have slightly higher accuracy because the technicals tend to get shredder at sergeant level. Deadeye is rubbish, that's rubbish. Grenades pierce 2 points of armor, additional points of armor. Kind of nice. Fire back with your assault rifle, that's okay. Rupture is amazing! It's amazing. Full kit is very nice with heat warheads and biggest booms. Because that means I only have to use one of his slots for a grenade. Ugh. Rip earphone users. Resistance comms, always first. Let's see, so count the alien machinery. 5 is the most you can get. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So debris, 5 debris, 4 machinery. I think 2 machinery is the least you can get. That's not bad. And we've got a power coil at level 3. So that's nice. We should be able to get our hands on that pretty quickly. And then eventually, after this machinery here, we can put the workshop down there. And then the workshop can help us excavate, and then eventually we will have the workshop here in between resistance comms and the power coil. Skipping mags this run? No. So in my last 2 offline campaigns, I have been getting laser weapons, but I only get enough laser weapons for like 2 squads. And I make sure that I get the proving ground and the ammo types and the other, you know, utility items out, like ablative armor and hazmat vests, pretty much as soon as I can. Then we go to mag weapons and we get another 2 squads worth of mag weapons, which then gives me 4 squads worth of weapons. Alpha and Bravo then use the mags, Charlie and Delta get to use the laser weapons, and it means that your resistance members who help you defend get access to laser weapons a lot quicker. Okay, so 175 supplies. Gotta go straight to the resistance ring, but let's just see which country we're in and see if I can maybe buy a scientist and an engineer on day 1. Let's take a look.
Commander.
Bradford. It's like Asia again.
Them as they were, the soldiers of Advent. Now they are free to choose. If you stay your course, Commander, they will stand with you until the end. My kind were once the puppets of Advent.
Modular construction and weak points.
Twisted vision. Now, slowly we are free, and all who see their bonds
Shredding attacks, not that great. Not great.
Cannot be stopped by our own hands. We will destroy all that the elders value. We are ready for more orders, Commander.
Slightly quicker construction speed. For me, the very best day 1
Avenger plotting
order
new
you can
course.
get is the increased excavation speed. It's such a steroid shot to your economy. It's unbelievable.
Market is open.
Sectoid and Elerium core. Okay, so sell everything. $265. Excellent. Scientist, confirm. Engineer, confirm. Extra aim, perception, 5 aim. Oh no, that's from depth perception. Let's try get 15 more supplies and then we can build the resistance ring. 15 more supplies. After we do a mission for sectoids in the Elerium cores. Now, as a general principle, and I say general principle, you don't sell Illyrium cores ever. The exception is early on, before we get Vulture. We have had it bottleneck us badly in the past, but I don't think there's too much concern with that happening this playthrough.
Setting course for West Asia.
I didn't see what was Judas Varnus available for recruitment there. I didn't see how much he cost, and he was only a Lance Corporal Ranger, so a little meh. Okay, large map, rebels, 5 days. Ugh. The resistance personnel, 3 resistance personnel. If I can maybe take 5 people out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just see what we can do here. Like so, 5 and 14. 5 and 13. 6 hit points, he's quite beefy. He can do without his ceramic plating. If we cut one more thing, that gets us 100, but then a specialist and a sharpshooter with nothing. It's a good point. We can send 5 lads from Alpha. With Bravo, we can, so Shinobi Assault, Technical Specialist, Grenadier, and send all 5 of those lads. I do like sending some rookies though on these missions. No, I think I like the Alpha option better. Okay, so we have 1 medkit on us here. That you don't need to carry. I want at least a 2nd medkit, I think. And a flashbang. Nice mobility there. The sharpshooter is whatever. Let's do it. I should have changed all their colors though. Do some fashion com.
Sky Ranger.
We're in the pipe. 5 by 5.
Ooh, another mission in 8 days. For an engineer and intel package. I think on this one we could just send Charlie, just send all the rookies. 7 rookies. Concealed start, rescue him from a cell. And this is going to be the level everybody up mission pretty much. So 66 is our only lad who has a decent chance of being able to hit anything. He'll take an assault rifle. 63, 70. I think we do 2 assault rifles and everybody else with SMGs and frags. Uh, 819. 570, 66. Okay, so what is this? This is Charlie Squad. 7 lads from Charlie Squad. Get ourselves an engineer and an intel package. Right, YouTube folks, good little first episode. We reviewed the patch notes, we did Gatecrasher, and we've started infiltrating. When we come back, I would have finished doing the fashion com here. and we can start the infiltration.